Straight from the start, I told Daria and I knew myself that this is a wild animal and this will return to the wild. And, you know, we were determined to bring it up that way. I tried to keep an emotional distance.
Didn't work so
It's
well.
impossible.
He was a bird that kind of became a member of our family. I'd never seen anything like that, and I would never expect anything like that.
So I remember that day we'd taken the dogs for a walk and we were in the process of trying to get them all back in the car. And of course Corba ran off into the bush because she'd found something. And
then I saw that little bird, and there were no other birds around. And then Scott was like, you know, that if you will put him in the water, he will die. It's the middle of winter, so he will die there. So we decided that we will take him home. And then apparently he decided that we are his parents. It was a bit complicated the first weeks with him.
he used to follow us around everywhere you went. We always had to have one of us had to be in the room with him at a time, so we used to take it in turns. I'll go and make the coffee if you stay with Swanee.
Yeah, so like, you stay with him because I have to go to the toilet. It was pretty much like that.
Yes, well, he slowly turned from a nice little grey ball of fluff to a
Quite, I would say, bossy and nasty guy.
independent. Independent Swan.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got more and more able to take what he wanted as his neck grew longer and his legs grew longer.
He discovered the toilets.
Oh yes, loved the toilet.
And he used to love it, you know. That was the best playground ever.
He became quite sneaky, I think, as he got older. I remember him pecking my mother in the back of the car one day, and Mother would go, you know, that swan just pecked me, and I'd turn around, the swan would be sitting there. I'd say, no, Mum, come on. And he did this over and over again. He also got quite angry too. I remember if he didn't get his way, he used to stomp off, and you knew full well he was angry when he wasn't happy with the way things were. So we used to take him on road trips. We used to load Corba and Swan in the car and off we'd go to one of the lakes or up to the Tamar River somewhere. And he was very interested in everywhere that we went. We always imagined he was working out where we were going and was hopefully creating, you know, memories that he can use to navigate when he gets older. I used to train him down the runway down here. I used to flap my arms and he used to run down the backyard after me, but we'd always stop before we got to the fence because he never used to be able to get airborne. But then we took him to my brother's place. I got my wings out and ran down the runway with Swan right behind me, and I got to the end of the runway and just kept going and launched into the air. Too, I was so proud. It's like when your little boy rides his bike for the first time. It was incredible. So a couple of weeks ago I had to go to work in the morning, and the Swan chirped at me quite loudly, and I knew he wanted something. So I stood at the kitchen window and he walked out here and lined up on his runway as he does, and ran down the runway and took off and flew over the fence. And yeah, that was the last I saw of him.
From the very beginning, we knew that the day he will decide that he's ready to go, he should go, and we tried not to get attached. But he forced us, you know, he just forced us to love him by constantly being with us, by sitting on us, by demanding things, by forcing us to learn his language. And then he left us, you know, it's a very ungrateful little thing, you know.
Very ungrateful, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I mean, that 6 months we had with him was just lovely. Yeah, it really was. A wonderful experience bringing up that Swan.